Hello and welcome to Panther Preview. My name is Cara Hoskins and we are here today with Anna Marie Kemple, who is a senior theater and English double major, and we are here to talk a little bit about the show that she's directing called LifeX3. So thank you for being here with us, Anna Marie.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the show. What's it about?
Well, that's kind of a complicated question. The times 3 actually comes from the fact that the same scene is sort of repeated 3 different times. With variance in the attitudes the characters take towards one another, towards their circumstances, and how that sort of changes the relationships between these characters and how it shapes the narrative.
That sounds really cool. When exactly is the show?
The show is November 16th through 19th.
And what has been your best experience so far?
I think my best experience so far has just been getting to become closer with all of my cast members and my crew members. It's very fun to build that sort of relationship with them, where you're not just working with them, but you end up spending so much time with them that you feel like you really get to know them.
And this is your senior thesis show,
yes.
Which is very exciting. So that means that you were involved in the whole process of this, from selecting the show to choosing your cast members. Can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Sure. Well, Professor Mark Fierno last year presented me with LifeX3 and said, hey, I think this would be a really good script for you to work with. So I took a look at it and I ended up falling in love with it. So I decided that I wanted to direct it. And since then, it's just been a lot of reading and rereading the scripts and coming up with an overall concept. And once you have that, the rest sort of falls into place.
And I'm sure you know the script by heart now.
Yes.
And then you also selected your cast. You held auditions at the beginning of this year, is that right?
Yes, I did.
So do you have a lot of freshmen in your cast or seniors?
We have one freshman and then a junior who has never been in a play before here. So it's really exciting to have them, and then the other 2 who are experienced theater members who have been in multiple plays here. So it's a really good relationship between them.
And that gives you a really diverse range of experiences to work with, which kind of helps you out too.
Yes, absolutely.
So can you let us know a little bit about what your favorite scene is?
Well, my favorite scene is probably when this character who you tend to feel the most sympathy for, because she just takes a lot of abuse constantly, really stands up for herself and lets loose, and kind of goes off the rails a little bit and yells at all of the people who have been hurting her all throughout the evening. So it's a very vindicating moment.
And I can't wait to see it either. What do you hope the audience gets out of this show?
Entertainment, mostly. But as with sort of any creative enterprise, you really just hope that the audience finds some way to connect with the story. Whether that be through comedy or through experiences that they can relate to, the exact meanings of things everyone is going to take differently. But if they can find some way to connect with the story, that's really the ultimate goal.
Definitely. And I'm sure that the audience will both be entertained and be able to connect with a lot of what's going on. So along with that, you have done multiple other productions here at Hanover before. Can you tell us a little bit about, is this your first time directing, and how has that been different from your other positions?
Well, this is my first time directing anything of this magnitude. Last year I directed a 10-minute play for the directing class and the 10-minute plays that we do on campus every other year. But that's 10 minutes versus about 90 minutes. So a lot more material to work with and a lot more stuff to do.
Just a little bit time difference, not too much, no. And you've also been the assistant stage manager for shows, and you're primarily an actor.
Yes.
How has that been a completely different experience?
Well, there's a lot more meetings.
More planning.
Yes, absolutely. Directing is really interesting because you really get to experience sort of every aspect of theater simultaneously. So you kind of take on the role of the actors, the stage managers, the props masters, the set designers, the costume designers, all of that, ultimately ends up being your responsibility, even though you have people who are delegated to these specific tasks. It's your job to make sure that everything gets done and pulls together cohesively. So it's a lot more work, but it's also a lot more rewarding.
I mean, you're in charge of everything, like you said, and you get to make sure everyone gets their positions done the right way and what your vision is as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. That's the main thing that has always been challenging about this experience, is making sure every aspect of the show is working towards one specific vision or one specific theme, as opposed to being all separate entities.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but I think it's clear that you've put a lot of work into the show, and I know that I can't wait to see it, so I hope that everyone else comes out. The dates, once again, are November 16th through the 19th of this year, and that will be at 7:30 p.m. in the other place. So please come out, let's support everyone, and let's see a fantastic show.